How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we've got another community questions video for you guys, and this one should be quite interesting. We're going to be going over some of the unwritten rules in RuneScape. Now, what do I mean by unwritten rules? Basically, the sort of thing that you would expect to know, or people expect other people to already know, without having to talk about it or without having to say it. A good example of this is when someone in your clan chat gets a drop. No matter what that value is, that clan chat is going to get spammed with grass, because everybody knows that the rule is someone got a drop, you get in that clan chat and you say grass. So this is the sort of thing I was talking about. I just thought it could be quite an interesting video to see, and to be honest, it should be quite funny to see what you guys have put here for all these unwritten rules. Some of them may not seem like unwritten rules to you, but in all honesty, it still should be quite a funny video anyway. So as always, I put a post on my community section on YouTube, and I said, what are some unwritten rules in RuneScape? These would be things that everyone just knows or expects without needing to be discussed. For example, if a clan member gets a drop of any value, the chat's getting spammed with grass. And as always, anyone's name that looks like their real name will be cropped off, just to make it a little bit easier for me to edit, unless the comment specifically said to leave it in. Anyway, do leave a like if you enjoy the video, do subscribe if you are new. I love doing these types of videos and getting you all involved, so keep an eye out for any future posts, but otherwise, let's get started, shall we? Our first comment says, if you accidentally trade or request assistance while trying to examine someone, you must hop worlds quickly. This is actually a really good one because it's actually so true. So when you are trying to examine someone because you see their armor looks, oh, they look pretty cool. What is their override? Let's have a good look. And then just maybe you're at the max guild or something like that, and there may be like 3 or 4 people around, and you just try to examine them, and it turns out that you've accidentally pressed request assistance, or you've accidentally clicked trade or something, and it runs over, and that person knows full well what you've done. If you click the trade, you can kind of get away with it because you just hand them something like 10 coins and run off, and they just think, well, that was weird. But if you request assistance just randomly out of nowhere, there's literally no way that that's what you were trying to do, and you were 100% examining them for their override. Now, this wouldn't usually be a problem, but it's just like a bit awkward. So what people tend to do is, as soon as that's happened, freaking run. Either run, teleport somewhere else, or change world quickly, because if you are still around when they realize that you were pretty much checking them out, then yeah, this can definitely be something that's pretty damn awkward. I've done this way too many times myself, and every single time I do, I either teleport to wars and get the hell out of there, or I just log off and I'm like, nope, see you later, not happening, bye. The next comment we have is, it is mandatory to say nice when someone reveals their kill count or their current level in a skill. You must also drop a grats on drops or a new skill level in chat. So this is one that's been around for a long time, and I don't know if you guys will remember, but I'm sure most of the old days players will actually know full well exactly what this is. If you were all stood around, say, doing woodcutting, for example, and someone just puts woodcut levels, everybody in that area then says their level, right? And immediately after that, everyone then says nice. No matter what levels came out, no one probably even read those levels. Everyone's just trying to be nice. So they literally just all say their level, everyone's all happy with the level, and then everyone else just goes, nice. And that happens every single time. And it was really funny because I'm pretty sure at one point, bots even got programmed to do this, where if someone said woodcut levels, the bots would say a level, and then they would say nice straight away afterwards. And I swear to God, I've seen this, and it's actually hilarious because they thought that they could get away with botting a bit better if their bots would do this, because all of the players did it, so they were trying to blend in as well. And if there was one person there that didn't say it, everyone was like, well, he's a bot, they're obviously not the computer. So it's just kind of funny. But then at the same time, again, with the exact same thing on the levels in the clan chat and stuff like that, if someone says that they've just got level 10, that is nice. That level 10 is nice. And the reason we say that is because it just brings people up, it lifts them up, it keeps them excited about their levels and stuff. There's no reason to be like, man, that's crap. Level 10? You're crap. You need to just piss off. They're a new player. That level 10 is nice. The next comment says, when you want to report someone for botting, you first have to ask the question, are you a bot? If they don't answer, then it's okay to report them. So another thing, like I said before, with the woodcutting levels and then the bots all doing the exact same thing and getting involved, this is actually very true. So back in the day, you'd have so many people stood around, like, all doing the same thing, mining the same rocks, competing over stuff, and eventually you'd think, these have got to be a bot. Why are they doing that? So you would ask if they were a bot, and if they didn't give you an answer at all, then that is your point where you can give them a report and feel absolutely fine that you've not just reported a genuine player. Because you know what, if you don't reply to me, 1, you're rude, and 2, you're 100% a bot. Back in the day though, bots were a lot more common than they are now. I know there is still bots, and you see them at ED3 and other places. I'm pretty sure that the ED3 bots train at goblins as well, as someone told me just like yesterday. And even though there are still bots around, there is nowhere near as many as there used to be. For any new players that are listening now, the bots in this game used to be absolutely crazy. In fact, just look at old school. That's what it used to be like, but maybe even just a little bit worse. It was absolutely crazy. Jagex has kind of dealt with the problem very well in RuneScape 3, I think. But there's always going to be bots around, and there's not really much we can do about it, except ask them if they're a bot, and if they don't answer you, get a freaking report on them. Alright, our next comment is from Matter FPS, and you said, if your friend gets more than one Gricko in a day, everyone calls them spoon-fed. So this is actually something that I think this is fairly new, right? I'm pretty sure the whole spoon and the spoon-fed comments have really just been something kind of new, because I haven't heard it too long ago in the past, but now it's literally like, it is the thing to do. This is the thing to say. Everybody gets called this if they get any luck whatsoever, to be honest. So not necessarily even just more than one Gricko in a day, because one, yes, if you do get more than one Gricko in a day, holy hell, are you a spoon, and are you spoon fed? Absolutely true, because that's some crazy luck. Ruby, I'm talking about you here, dude. Now, of course, this isn't sort of like insulting to people or anything. It's just a bit of fun, having a bit of a laugh with people. And honestly, I am 100% happy to be a spoon in this game, and it seems like I am. To be honest, my luck in this game at the moment is absolutely crazy, and it seems like I just get drops left, right, and center. So my Rapture kill count, for example, I had 5 codexes, and I've got the log. I'm one pet. I'm the pet off of the log at 119 solos. All of my drops except for laceration boots were in a solo, and at 119 I'd had 5 codexes. 1 was a greater ricochet, and I had a shadow spike, and I had like 4 boot drops or something like that. Absolutely crazy luck. But yes, I am a spoon in this game. I am spoon fed drops, and I will take these drops, and I am happy about that. So Jagex, get your spoon ready, because I need something from ED3. Next up, we have another comment from Grammar. You say, don't bring any stuff into the wilderness that you don't want to lose. Even if you think that an item could be protected on death, you can get skull tricked and still lose everything. This is one that is actually really, really good to mention, and especially if there's any new players around and you're thinking, the wilderness is dead, frick it, I'll just take my stuff, be absolutely fine, don't worry about it. Guys, there is still skull trickers around there, still people trying to go ahead and steal your stuff while you're in the wilderness, and honestly, this is definitely a rule that you will hear if you mess up and if you lose stuff. If you do this and you lose, say, a Noxious Scythe or something, I'm not sure what you'd be using a Noxious Scythe for in the wilderness for, but you never know. But if you lose that Scythe and then you go to a clan chat or you go anywhere pretty much and say, guys, I lost this in the wilderness, what's actually happened, it was my protected item, what's going on? People will say, don't take anything into the wilderness that you aren't willing to lose. When you step over that border, if you have anything on you, you are risking that thing no matter what. There's going to be people trying to skull trick you. You have a lot of value. You are killable. People want your items. So yeah, this is definitely one that has been around for a little while. And guys, just be careful when you enter the wilderness with any valuable items, because it's definitely not a good feeling to go into the wilderness and lose a hell of a lot of money. Our next comment is from Scrimshaws, and you said, just complain for that specific drop you're hunting for and you shall receive. Or just simply say you will get the item after each and every kill, and eventually you will be right. This is actually so true. So recently with my Greater Ricochet, for example, we'll use that as an example. I got the Greater Ricochet, but during that kill, I literally the whole way through was complaining that I did not have it. I didn't have it yet. I'd had 4 codexes so far. None of them had been a Greater Ricochet. I was just saying like, I'm gonna have to go and do another staking video, because my luck when I do staking videos is really, really good. But then I'd get it and I'd have to stake it away, and I was just saying, it's just not going to be fun. And of course, that was the kill that as soon as I'd finished, I was just talking about again what I was going to do if I did get a Greater Ricochet, and boom. There it was, on the ground, 1.3 bill in orange text, Greater Ricochet. I was like, what? But yes, complain and you shall receive. It's pretty much the unwritten rule here, and I completely agree. That is something that people seem to do, and it happens to me all the time. I'll be going to a boss, absolutely fine, not a problem, and then suddenly, just for no reason at all, I start complaining, I've not had a drop in so long, and then boom, it goes in the clan chat. Everyone's like, well, there you go, there's your drop, complain and you shall receive. As for the second part about simply say you will get the item after each kill, I'm pretty sure this is something that like every player does. They call the drop, but they'll call a drop like every kill or every other kill. and then when they get it, they'll be like, yes, I called it. How did I do that? How did I call the drop? What? No way. It's definitely something that streamers do. Something that I do is 100% something that happens in this game, and I'd say at this point it probably could be considered an unwritten rule. Let me know in the comments, do you guys do just that? Do you guys call a drop pretty much every kill or every other kill, and then when you get it, you're like so excited that you managed to call it? It's so confusing, but we are a strange bunch of people, I suppose. Gonna quickly interrupt everything here just to say, I have been streaming a lot more often on Twitch lately, so if you are interested in following my Twitch, there's a link in the description. Get yourself over there, follow the channel, and then you'll get notified when I do go live. It'd be awesome to see you there, so do give it a follow, and I will see you on the next stream, hopefully. Next up, we have a comment from Puffin Basher. It's a bit of a strange name, dude, but anyway, always, and I mean always, if you spot a wild J-mod, stop what you are doing and follow them. This is actually something that used to happen all the time, and honestly, I've not seen a J-mod in game in years and years and years. Is this even a thing anymore though? Like, has anybody seen a J-mod in game in less than a year? I haven't. I think the last time I saw a J-mod was let's say, I want to say about 10 years ago, probably about 10 years ago. And I remember playing, it was near the Falador clan camp, there was a J-mod there, and I didn't know that by a J-mod that meant they worked at Jagex, and I was talking to them, and I was asking them what they could do, and they were saying they could spawn the items in, and they could do all this and do all that, but they can't do anything with it, they can't trade people, but it was strange, thinking about it now, if they're a J-mod, they work at Jagex, and they were stood there talking to me for about 5 minutes, telling me what all the J-mods accounts can do, explaining that they had their own accounts that they played on in their spare time, and I didn't really understand at the time exactly the difference, and I sort of was saying, why don't you just like spawn some gold, drop it on the ground, and then come on your main and pick it up? It's like not something you could do. And they were like, yes, technically I could do that, but I'd probably lose my job and all that sort of stuff. So it was kind of interesting to think that I was stood there talking to a J-mod, and until you said this now, it was just that brought the memory back to myself. So that is very, very cool to think of, and honestly, I haven't seen a J-mod in game since that, and it must have been longer than 10 years ago. Thinking about it now, I would have been younger than 16, so it must have been even longer than 10 years ago. Absolutely crazy to think. And also, I wonder which mod it was. But anyway, yeah, leave a comment down below. Have you guys seen a J-mod in game for like at all recently? I know they pop up here and there to like troll people that are streaming and big YouTubers and stuff like that when they're dropping stuff on the ground or pretending to be an item. Like, I know that sort of thing is there, but actually just sort of wandering around or just messing about, I'm not seen it in a long time. This also used to be a thing with player moderators as well, that Silver Crown would enter chat. One, everyone would stop being toxic or saying things that they didn't want to get muted for, and two, everyone was like, oh my god, how did you get that crown? What did you do? How do I get it? So I guess it kind of includes them as well. Okay, we'll go with one last one, and the last one we're going to pick is Boss Tweed. You said, when PVMing together, split the value of any rare drops. Either offer to cover the instance cost or reimburse your buddy. Don't nickel and dime each other over common loot. This is actually really, really good for this game, and honestly, it's like the one thing that you can kind of trust most people to do, even if they're just someone that you've just met out of your clan. For example, if you go somewhere, say Nex is a really good example. The entrance cost to Nex, unless you have the reduced cost already, is 800k. Now, everyone knows that this cost is really high. 800k for an hour in Nex is like absolutely crazy. But everyone knows that after that, you take 800k and you split it between the cost of both of you. So for example, if I paid for an instance, at the end of it, unless I've said specifically, don't worry, I've got the instance, it's absolutely fine. Usually when you do the split, someone will give you 400k back, and you wouldn't even normally have to ask for it, and it's absolutely awesome. Otherwise, it tends to be something like whoever's asked the other person to join, so whoever's invited someone usually covers the instance, because they're the one that said, all right, let's go do some bossing. They'll cover the instance, they'll jump in, and they won't expect you to actually pay back. But you should still, at the end, consider giving them the half of the instance cost in your split, because it's just nice. And also, if you do get a rare drop, yes, all big rare drops are usually split, unless before you do go in, you actually decide that it's keeps, and you'll say, right, we won't split anything, it's just loot share, and whoever gets the big drop gets to keep the big drop. But normally at places like Nex or Elite Dungeons and all that sort of duo places, usually you would split the big drops. The only places that you tend to do keeps is like AOD or maybe Virago, depending how many people you're going with, especially in masses, that sort of stuff. Alright guys, that is going to be the last comment, and that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I got a couple of laughs out of this. I hope you did as well. This was really fun to record, considering there's so many different things in this. It's not all sort of the same sort of stuff. Like on the past posts, a lot of them were saying about the death costs and all that sort of thing, but almost every single comment on here is different, and it's absolutely awesome to see. I'm glad you guys are getting involved in these posts, so if you see another one, do leave a comment, and if I can get to yours, then I will definitely do that. If I don't use your comment, I'm not telling you that that's a terrible comment or anything. There's just way too many for me to be able to put into one video. But again, I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. You know where the button is, so just press it. Like, it's just there. Just click it. Just click the like button. Absolutely easy, not a problem. And also, if you're new to the channel, do subscribe as well, because one, it makes my day, and two, you also get to keep up with the channel and more videos coming in the near future. One last thing, thank you so much to all of my channel members. You guys are absolutely awesome. If anyone else is interested in joining the channel members, then click the join button by the sub button. You can see all the perks and stuff that you do get. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.